welcome to Beyond the Game trailer from Obsolete Gamer. Now, one of the things that I like to talk about is games that have like either supernatural or like a strong storytelling feel to it. And this is one of those games. Today we're talking about Fragments of Him, and it deals with death and overcoming that and how people deal with it, which is a sensitive subject. And what's cool about video games is it gives you that opportunity to talk about those type of subjects in a way that maybe you don't get to do with other types of medium. And we're happy to be joined from the makers of SassyBot. We're joined by Mata Haggis. Thanks for joining us today on the show.
Yeah, great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Sure, no problem. So can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Okay, so Fragments of Him, it's a narrative experience that a lot of people are comparing to games like Gone Home, Dear Esther, and Heavy Rain. It follows very much the journey and the last morning of a man called Will. He dies tragically in an accident, and it really explores the memories that he leaves behind with his friends and family. Although it is a tragic story, that we do deal with ideas like grief, the final real message of the game is very, very uplifting. It's about finding hope, it's about finding love, it's about cherishing the memories of people that you've cared about in your life.
So you personally deal with like the design and the narrative stages of the game. Can you tell me a little bit about the narrative and design, the narration and design that goes into this game?
Sure, okay. Well, actually, I'm a university professor at NHTV. I'm collaborating with SassyBot. One of the things I teach about is narrative design, how to write a good story, how to build interactions that allow people to tell that story through the games that they're working on. In our game, you walk around it in the first person. You're playing almost as the mind of the character that you're controlling or is in the main part of that story. When you click on objects, the character goes up, interacts with it, and the story goes forwards. You'll see lots of animations. We're using professional motion capture kit, and these help play out the story, and we hear the narrative, the narration, spoken by professional actors over the top there as well.
Oh, so that's really cool because I mean, a lot of times, one of the great things about video games is even though, yeah, it started back in the day with simpler games, like Pac-Man, Space Invaders, you really got to tell stories later on in gaming. And then when you had PC gaming and stuff like that, and of course with greater games like Xbox is coming out for the Xbox One in 2016, you really get that storytelling that you can even get deep within, like with a book. So with this, you get a lot more of that, storytelling elements with this type of game. Would that be correct in saying that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've really been pushing to make sure that the story is absolutely the forefront. If you look at games like Uncharted, which have fantastic stories, really talented writers working on them, or The Last of Us, again, really great story, really great people on there. But some people find that the difficulty of the challenge of the combat, or that kind of sort of set piece or combat cutscene, that kind of rhythm tends to break them away from it. And there's a lot of people who find that challenge actually almost distracts them. More like Gone Home, we are really focusing on getting that narrative experience. We know the gameplay isn't going to appeal to everybody. We're fine with that. I mean, there's all kinds of games out there that can be made. Our one, it's a narrative experience. It's really about going on that journey with those characters. So we're cutting out the difficulty factor, the challenge factor, and really just leaving the bones of a fantastic story. Or we hope it's a fantastic story anyway.
Was there games that you liked that you played or that you've seen that was kind of like inspiration, or like you said to yourself, hey, this is why I got into this type of storytelling, this type of game that maybe you played in the past?
Sure. I mean, for me, very much a really big kind of watershed moment was playing the original Half-Life mod of Dear Esther. I played that when I was working back at Rebellion Studios when we were just finishing up development on Aliens vs Predator. So it's about 2010, 2009, something like that. One of the producers said to me that this is something really unusual. I've never seen something like this before. I think you might like it. Playing Dear Esther and that focus on the emotions, the experience you go through as you walk across this island, and being so stripped down of everything else in that game, I found it absolutely fascinating. I found it really opened my eyes to the potential of how we could use the medium we have, the environmental storytelling capacity we have to create something really quite unique that you can't find in any other media out there.
So in the trailer that we're about to see, what exactly does it entail and unfold that we're going to see?
Okay, so the trailer we've created here is a cinematic trailer. It's really about getting people introduced to the world that we're going to be talking about here, and the characters we're going to be talking about. The world is an absolutely real setting. There are scenes that you see there which are from a university in southern England. You'll see street scenes which are from around Kensington, which is in London. All of the settings are absolutely realistic. The main part of it, though, is the four main characters and the relationships, the emphasis that these people are all joined together by this one tragic accident that happens. So we see four characters. We've got Will, who is the man who has the accident. We have Sarah, who's his ex-girlfriend from university, who later became friends with the couple. We also have Mary, which was Will's grandmother when he was growing up. And we have Harry, the boyfriend who's left behind after the accident. These are the four characters that will be the centre of the game that we make, and you begin to see some of their life, some of their relationships, a real sense of the mood of the game that you'll be playing when it comes out next year.
Oh, so are you looking for like most likely late or early 2016?
Looking much more towards the early side of it, we're looking around the end of winter. So somewhere between February and April is the target, although I do want to emphasise that we're a small studio. We're doing our best to ship a very, very professional standard product here. We're getting amazing results, and we're not going to compromise on quality. So we're not going to rush it through if we don't feel it's delivering the experience we want. But that's really the goal time that we're looking for there. Obviously, certification and things like that can also slow things down. But really, end of winter in the start of 2016 is the window that we're looking at.
Very cool. The game is Fragments of Him. It's going to be coming to Xbox One in 2016. Thanks, Mata, for coming on and talking to us about the game.
No problem at all. It comes out on PC as well as for those gamers who love their games on the PC.
Oh, excellent.
Great to talk to you. Thank you.
No problem. All right, guys. So hope you will check that out when it comes out. We'll keep you up to date, and we'll put links so that you guys can follow up on it. But for now, let's check out the trailer.